catch me if I fall. I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
Good afternoon and welcome to Premier League Live, the second of our two Premier League commentaries this afternoon, and we're at Kenilworth Road, where Luton Town back in the top flight and back against top opposition in Manchester United on a good run themselves, and want that to continue this afternoon with a tough away day at Luton, a Luton side and a Luton stadium that has given a lot of big teams some tough questions to answer this season. The likes of Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, even Spurs have struggled when they've come here. They've been able to do it against the big sides, and they need to bounce back after their defeat to Sheffield United last weekend, when they had over 70% possession, Luton, but couldn't win the game. Manchester United got the win last week away at a ground where earlier in the season it looked impossible to win, and that was at Villa Park. They have another huge game at Kenilworth Road and a very good run of form. 4 games unbeaten, all of their last 3, Manchester United, and they look to want to close the gap to the top 5 with a victory this afternoon. Luton, if they get the victory, they want to bridge the gap to them, between them and the bottom 3. If they win this afternoon, Luton, they will go 4 points clear of Everton in third bottom. To the teams, and Luton start with Thomas Kaminski in goal, a back 5 of Tahith Chong, Teden Mengi, Gabriel Osho and Amari Bell alongside Alfie Doughty in defence. Albert Samuel Ekonga and Ross Barkley in midfield, with an attacking 3 of Carlton Morris, Chidozie Ogbene and Collie Woodrow called up at the last second after Elijah Adebayo was injured in the warm-up. On the bench for Luton, Krul, Kabore, Burke, Nelson, Berry, Clark and Panzu and Townsend. Some experience from the Premier League there. For Manchester United, Andre Onana starts in goal. They have a back 4 of Diogo Dalot, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw in defence. Kobe Mainoo and Casemiro, the defensive midfielders, alongside Bruno Fernandes in a more advanced role, with a front 3 of Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund. The front 3 that Manchester United seem to have settled upon, and the system they seem to have settled upon. They finally, maybe, have got into their groove and are starting to perform under Erik ten Hag. Onto the bench for Manchester United, Bayern, Deer, Lindelof, Evans, Amrabat, McTominay, Anthony, Forson, Diallo and Eriksen. Some strength in depth off the bench as well for United if they need to change the game. Luton Man United, the first meeting in the top flight since before the 1990s. It is going to be a cracker. Kick-off between Luton and Manchester United is next. Good afternoon and welcome. It's Kenilworth Road that is the venue for this huge meeting between Luton Town and Manchester United. Of course, Manchester United have one of their former players up against them today in Teden Mengi, who joined Luton at the start of the season. And they've got a youngster performing in their own ranks, Manchester United, and Kobe Mainoo. It's been absolutely incredible since coming into the Manchester United midfield. Absolutely top class. Luton in their normal home strip of orange shirts with those black shorts, and Manchester United in all white with that kind of maroon text in their away kits as we get underway at Kenilworth Road. A Manchester United side in good form. Luton on the back of a pretty poor home defeat last weekend against bottom of the table Sheffield United. both have a point to prove this afternoon. Nice touch from Ogbenny first. Good start from Luton. Ogbenny with a cross. Cleared away. Morris keeps it alive. Ross Barkley, he has vast Premier League experience, is dispossessed there as Man United clear their lines. Early on, oh, it's an awful pass back. Running through is Hoyland. Hoyland, what a start. Perfect start for Manchester United. Terrible defending from Luton. Awful back pass by Amari Bell. Right into the path of Rasmus Hoyland, who rounds the keeper and slots it into an empty net. A goal inside 1 minute, and Rasmus Hoyland's firing form continues. Manchester United don't even need 40 seconds to take the lead. Terrible pass by Amari Bell. Tried to play it across to his centre-back partner, Gabriel Osho, and complete miscommunication. Bell thought Osho was waiting for it. Hoyland had just burst past Osho, and Hoyland just, all he had to do was beat the keeper, rounded the goalkeeper Thomas Kaminski, and had an empty net to fire into. Luton 0, Manchester United 1, and Rasmus Hoyland again, the man on target for them. And he has now broken a record, the youngest player to score in 6 successive Premier League appearances. The youngest player previously before that was Joe Willock in 2021. And Rasmus Hoyland has now broken that record by a good 100 days. What a perfect start for United. Luton trying to respond, but the cross is overhit. Will bounce out for a goal, for a throw-in on the far side to Manchester United. And it's certainly not the start that Rob Edwards would have wanted. Would have wanted his side to just try and take 10 or 15 minutes to get to grips with what Manchester United want to do. It didn't even last 40 seconds. That goalless scoreline. I'd say that will be up there with one of the earliest goals and then one of the quickest goals of the season. We'll tell you about that in the first minute, of course. Luke Shaw with a throw-in. Mainu trying to bring it down. Does really well and beats past him. One, couldn't get past the second, and Amari Bell, and Man United will have a corner. Certainly a perfect start. There was just a lapse in concentration. I mean, Amari Bell just tried to be too cute with it. Just played it across to his defence, and instead of going back to his keeper and taking the safe option, just takes a risk, and risk was punished. Shaw with a corner, whipped in, bouncing around, not cleared away. Casemiro was the threat. It was cleared away eventually. Shaw with another delivery, headed away by Luton, and Taith Chong trying to get to get Luton on the break, but Man United have the ball back. Here's Garnacho up against Amari Bell. Cuts inside. Rashford waiting at the edge of the box, and strike takes a deflection straight into the hands of Kaminski, who had to parry it away. Goodness me. Fast attacking start for Manchester United, who look fired up for this. Here's Garnacho again. Overlapping was Fernandez, and gets the corner. Really, really fast, intense start for Manchester United. Not allowing Luton a second. It's a perfect ball across by Garnacho, and the strike from Rashford is just trying to find the far corner with that strike, but does take a deflection, which helps in the end Luton. Gabriel Osho with the crucial touch to take it on Thomas Kaminski's hand. Corner whipped in again. Fernandez with the delivery. Headed away by Luton. Garnacho to pick it back up though. Shaw with a fizz delivery into the box. That one was firmly cleared by Alfie Doughty, and it'll be a Man United throw in. what Luton need to do is make sure that it doesn't get any worse at the moment. This scoreline, Man United look up for this. They just need to ride this kind of wave of Manchester United attacks. But so far they're being torn apart, and here's Bruno Fernandes. Another last-ditch challenge by Gabriel Osho. It will be another corner, I feel. Again, it's Shaw just comes in field, plays it. You think it's going to go to Fernandes. It's Hoyland, drops a bit deeper. Fernandes makes the run, and Hoyland plays it round the corner. Fernandes left one-on-one with Osho and gets the corner out of it. It's just so well worked for Manchester United again. Shaw with the delivery. Headed away. Garnacho with a strike that finds its way in. That's the second goal. And Luton cannot stop Manchester United in the early stages. What a perfect start to this game. And this one was much more confusing. And maybe Hoyland again. Shaw with a delivery from the corner. It's initially cleared away. It falls to Garnacho on the edge of the box. He strikes. And then it comes off the chest of Rasmus Hoyland and goes into the back of the Luton net. Is he onside? It looks like he's onside. Looks like it's Ross Barkley that played him onside. But what is that? That's incredible from Hoyland. Whether he meant it or not, it came off his chest and he directed it towards goal. Wonderful. And I don't think there's any questions of offside. But that is some start. And Rasmus Hoyland, everything he touches turns to goals at the moment. Quite literally, he can touch it with any part of his body and it'll go into the back of the net, it seems. And it was his chest that had the definitive touch that ended up in the back of the Luton net again. 2-0 to Manchester United inside 7 minutes. And Luton have been, kind of thrown by the wayside inside 7 or so minutes here. They've just been not allowed to have a breather whatsoever. It's been relentless early pressure for Manchester United, and after the first goal, Manchester United just upped it even more, and they've got even better. And the second goal was coming. I said Luton just needed to ride that wave, just take 5-10 minutes without it getting any worse and maybe grow back into the game. But it's now they need to do even better. Luton struggle. Doughty with the delivery just over the head of Ogbene there at the back post, and United clear their lines. Kaminski will chest it down and get Luton back in possession. But what a fantastic start to the game for Rasmus Hoyland. He's already on a hat-trick. Crazy. The Premier League just delivers and delivers, doesn't it? Maddest of mad games we've seen. Every single week we always get a crazy game. Here's Carlton Morris. Barkley. Luton taking a few touches, but that's a nice step in by Maguire. Does really well there. Now Rashford breaking away. The burst of pace from Rashford. He's running through. Rashford! It's that misses the target completely. Again. Just Man United. Lovely step in by Harry Maguire. Wins the ball back, and then Rashford does the rest. Just speeds past Ross Barkley. He's trying to recover. Nowhere near it. And no Luton player engaging with Marcus Rashford whatsoever. They're all retreating back to their goal. And Marcus Rashford has the shot probably completely unchallenged and misses the target. But he got that on target. And if it was 3-0, it would have been even worse for Luton. Awful. Luckily for the home side, that one didn't find the back of the net. Doughty. Chong. Alfie Doughty with the delivery. Away by Maguire. Even though Luton do look threatening themselves when they come forward, but Manchester United just look so threatening on the break. And Luton just not able to deal with that counter-attacking quality and pace so far. Really struggled to anticipate what Manchester United want to do from the counter-attacks. They've struggled to deal with it so far massively. Here's Lokonga. Chips it over the top. Ogbene with a connection. Not much on that. Slightest the touches from Chiedozie Ogbene, but straight into the hands of the Man United keeper, Andre Onana. Nice idea by Lokonga. Time and space in the middle. United had pressed so high that there was space in the middle, and Lokonga just measured a ball over the top to try and find Ogbene, but couldn't get a clean enough, sharp enough connection on it. And just we see there, Garnacho just a late challenge by Amari Bell on Alejandro Garnacho, and that will be a Man United free kick. Certainly not been a start to the game that a good start to the game for Amari Bell whatsoever. Remember, of course, referee this afternoon is David Coote, and the VAR is Jared Gillett. Just for your keen information. Bell. Doughty. Back to Amari Bell. Now to Woodrow. That's good play for Manchester United though, and Casemiro moving it quickly. Højlund now finds Mainu. Mainu, lovely, skips past his man, and Doughty breaks into space, finds Garnacho, who strikes from distance, but straight into the hands of Thomas Kaminski in the Luton goal. Again, it's just superb from Manchester United. The intensity is incredible so far. Top tier in the football, the one-touch intricate play, using those moving really nicely into the spaces, but Luton are offering them up, and the passes are crisp. Just as I say that, Højlund misplaces a pass and Luton have it back. Now here though on the break, here's to Heath Chong, finds Doughty wide, dragged a bit further wide, back into Chong. Chong gets it back in the box, strike, takes a deflection, Carlton Morris! It's over the line! Luton are back! Their first shot of the game. Manchester United with an incredible start through Højlund, and a slice of luck goes Luton's way to Heath Chong with the delivery to Carlton Morris, and he just gets ahead of Andre Onana and heads it across the line for 2-1. Chong gets a bit of a deflection from the cross, and onto it was Carlton Morris. And Onana comes flying towards Carlton Morris, and Morris knows he's coming and gets his head to the ball and gets it around Onana, who came running like a deer in headlights. And Luton get a goal back. Perfect. Incredible start to this game. Luton 1, Manchester United 2. There we are. And Carlton Morris on the score sheet once again with his 7th Premier League goal of the season. He's been in fantastic form. He's been involved in 4 goals in his last 3 appearances, scoring twice from the penalty spot and setting up 2 goals as well. Scored the only goal of their defeat to Sheffield United from the penalty spot. Scored from a penalty spot against Newcastle to rescue a 4-4 draw, and then was assisted in that 4-0 win over Brighton here at the end of January. His last open play goal came in the 1-1 draw away at Burnley on the 12th of January. Colton Morris. He's on the score sheet for Luton today. And Collie Woodrow getting a free kick there. Amari Bell. That will give the crowd confidence, get the crowd going after an awful first 10 minutes, conceding 2 within 7. They get the goal back, gets them a bit of control, a bit of confidence, make them feel that this game is far from done yet. As it is, far from done yet. And the confirmation of that first goal from Rasmus Højlund to confirm the exact second. It's 37 seconds. That goal, by the way, just to confirm that exact time stamp for you. There's a yellow card coming out there for a challenge by Collie Woodrow. He's the first man in the book this afternoon. The man who initially wasn't meant to start the game. Of course, was on the bench initially in the initially announced lineups, with Elijah Adebayo meant to be the starting centre forward for Luton. And Collie Woodrow had to be a replacement after Adebayo injured himself in the warm-up. So a late change to the Luton starting 11 for Rob Edwards to deal with. As they work it there, Rashford, a bit overzealous there with his challenge. The referee's given a free kick. Just a bit too much there from Marcus Rashford on Chiedozie Ogbene. Yeah, just slight frustration from the initial one from Ted and Mengi. Mengi went up for the header and kind of made a connection with Rashford's head, and then Rashford lashed out after that and gives away a free kick. Nothing more than that. Well, certainly a box office start to this game. Well, Manchester United are unbeaten in the last 12 meetings against Luton. I mean, it's over a long span of time. The last time that Luton beat Manchester United was on this ground in a 2-1 defeat in March 1987. Which is a long time ago. 37 years almost since Luton last tasted victory over Manchester United. And here come Manchester United again, the ones in control, in the lead. Maguire forces a ball through, too much for Mainu and Højlund to grasp, and Luton win it back. Here's Chong to get them on the front foot, but then tries to play it backwards and gives it away. Højlund intercepting, finds Garnacho, but Luton get bodies on the line to win it back, and now they come back the other way. Here's Ogbene. Carry Luton forward, plays the ball forward, runs into trouble, and Luke Shaw, the man who deemed to have fouled Chiedozie Ogbene, and will be a free kick and a yellow card for the Manchester United left back. It's a bit unnecessary from Luke Shaw there. It's his 6th yellow card of the season, Shaw. So Ross Barkley standing over this free kick for Luton. 20 minutes gone, and Luton know how to score from set pieces. The joint 3rd most goals from set pieces this season. Only Everton and Arsenal scored more from set plays. 11 goals for Luton this season. Ross Barkley with delivery, headed down, but wide of the goal by Amari Bell. got a clean connection to it, Amari Bell, but not enough to carry it towards goal. And we have some celebrities in the crowd this afternoon, one in particular. There's the Chief Recruitment Officer of Luton, Mick Hartford, but beside him, a much more a celebrity indeed in his own right, and Harry Styles is here at Kenilworth Road today. Here's Dallow, inside the Luton box. Look to cut it back, Fernandez involved. Pushed there by Colby Mainu onto Heath Chong, and that's a free kick to Luton. I have to say, Manchester United, despite Luton getting a goal back from a pretty advantageous position, but I think Manchester United have looked electric so far in this game. They've been pouncing upon everything. They're like lions that have gone hungry. They are ravenous against Luton today. Their press is so impressive. They've won it back again. Casemiro, who's practically gifted possession there. Here's Maguire. Finds Shaw. Has to retreat. Luke Shaw. All the way back to Onana. Under pressure from Woodrow. Gives it off to Dallow, and Dallow gives it wide. Varane had made the run beyond. And Varane down the line. He'll get the throw in, Rafael Varane, I think, there. The referee signalled for a Man United throw in, and a Man United throw in it is. Dallow throws it in. Fernandez fires one forward first time, but straight the way through to Thomas Kaminski. And halfway through this first half flew by so far. Incredible. But Luton have certainly grown into the game since the first 10 minutes. Here's Alfie Doughty, posing a threat again with a cross. Varane got the firm connection and headed it away. Luton throw in. Remember, Luton know a goals galore game. They know how to deal with a goals galore game. That Newcastle game with a 4-4 draw. A lovely flick on by Barkley there from the throw in. Doughty going for the cross again. Took a deflection. Morris up. But his header was well wide. Carlton Morris there. The threatening cross from Alfie Doughty. Really good flick on from Barkley. Brought down by Chong, and then he cuts it across to Doughty. Fizzes it. And Carlton Morris up there to win the header. But he just couldn't direct it down towards goal and kind of flicked it well wide of the goal. And out for a goal kick. And then Man United have just come up the other end. But that ball has also gone out for a Luton goal kick now. So Dallow pressed there by Luton. Mainu does well to hold on to possession. Lays it off to Hoyland. Now Garnacho, and Dallow's continued his run down the right. Gets it off Garnacho again. Dallow cuts it back to Varane. Or Casemiro, sorry. And he just tried to fizz it low across the box, but Ogbene was there to break it apart. Woodrow. Doughty. Back to Amari Bell. Steps away from Hoyland, under pressure from Rasmus Hoyland, but does well to keep the possession. Morris rides a challenge off Maguire and breaks free. And now finds Ogbene breaking down the right hand side. Shaw closely following. Here's Ogbene. Back infield to Lukonga. Now Barkley looking for the cross to the left hand side. Took a deflection and Man United back in possession. Fernandez over the top, but easily dealt with there. Nicely dealt with by Ted Mengi. Good play by Luton. As they come forward again, Doughty. Up against Garnacho. Gets past him, finds Chong. Lukonga. Barkley to Chong. Doughty. Chong continued his run. Barkley tried to, Doughty tried to find him, and Dallow got his arm in the way. And that'll be a Luton free kick for the handball. On Diogo Dallow. To another set piece for Luton to deliver. They've reacted really, really well. When they went 2-0 down, you thought this could be dangerous, this could be awful. You know, if Luton don't react well, they could be well cast adrift, and Manchester United could take firm control. But they reacted really, really well to conceding both goals. They got the goal back, and now they've built their way into the game and look really threatening now. And who'd have thought it? They could be on pushing for an equaliser. Crazy. Doughty to take this free kick, whipped in, right to the back post. Mengi got up for it, still alive. Benny does take the touch to bring it down. Chong. Now Lokonga. Linking it up. Finds it to Barkley. They can still have bodies forward. Finds Doughty wide. Doughty looking for the cross and blocked off by Garnacho. And it will be a throw-in. It's good kind of dropping in from Alejandro Garnacho to help out defensively. Throw in, finds its way to Lokonga. Now Osho. Amari Bell finds Barkley again. Now across to Osho. Mengi. Out to the right hand side is Ogbene. 1-2 with Carlton Morris, but the ball back to Ogbene was just a bit ahead and Luke Shaw had it covered. Hoyland. Lovely touch, finds Fernandez and breaking through. Fernandez overhit that one, but it will find its way to Garnacho at the byline. Here is Alejandro Garnacho, gets the ball in, takes a deflection. Hoyland goes down, Fernandez has it, trying to break it through. And all the way as Lokonga does well, but the whistle will go against Manchester United. Oh, that's a dive. Hoyland did go down, but there's no contact whatsoever. Should get a yellow card for simulation there. He doesn't. David Cook doesn't brandish a card. He should have, but the card doesn't come out. But the free kick did go Luton's way. I mean, a yellow card. It's clear and obvious simulation from Rasmus Hoyland there. He's had an incredible start, but I mean, we don't want to see things like that. Blatant dives. Because, you know, if he did get a penalty, he would have been the one that would have been crying to get on the penalty. To take the penalty. Because he's on a hat-trick. Here's Ogbene. Carlton Morris beats past Casemiro. Finds Chong. Now Ross Barkley. Options ahead of him. Finds Heath Chong. Got a wide option and Doughty. Takes Doughty. Can't get past Dallow. Doughty still has the possession. Finds Barkley on the left hand side. Infield to Chong. Chong cuts it back to Osho. Now Mengi. And Ogbene. Mengi doesn't go for the 1-2. Gives it back to Lokonga. Luton maintain possession. Osho. Ted and Mengi. Now trying to go for the diagonal to find a run of Woodrow, but bundled to the floor was Harry Maguire there by Coley Woodrow, and a free kick will go Manchester United's way. Yeah, it was always going to be a free kick to Manchester United there, that from Coley Woodrow. Late challenge. Oh, they've given it away from the free kick. Manchester United. Barkley has Woodrow. Strikes, takes a deflection off Varane, and will be a corner. That was awful. What is that? Maguire. Just awful free kick. Tried to play it through to Kobe Mainoo. Didn't know that Ross Barkley was pressing. Nicks it away from the possession of Maguire. Feeds in Woodrow. And he just can't get the connection with Woodrow, but he does get the deflection off Varane. And Maguire, who's had a pretty positive start to the game, could have found himself in a similar position that Amari Bell found himself in with an awful pass. Corner whipped in. Osho up with a header, but wide there from Gabriel Osho. Behind for a goal kick. Good delivery, another really good threatening delivery, and a free header for Osho. He doesn't get above the ball, under the ball, and all he can do is head it up and over and wide. 30 minutes gone. Luton 1, Manchester United 2. Luton threatening, despite that dramatic start to the game where Rasmus Højlund scored a brace inside 7 minutes. Luton got themselves back into the game through Carlton Morris 7 minutes after the Man United second, after 14 minutes, and since then Luton have been pressing and probing and probably been the better side of the two teams. So the reaction to going 2 down has been fantastic, Luton. And they'll get another free kick there. Maguire with the foul on Morris. We talk about Luton at home. Not a great home record, Luton, despite giving big teams troubles. They've only won just 3 of their 12 home games this season. Only Sheffield United and Burnley have a worse home record than Luton in the league this season. Manchester United have an unbelievable away record as well. Only 3 teams in the league have more wins away from home than Manchester United this campaign. That's Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal, the top 3. Man United 4th in that away record charts. 6 wins and just a 1 draw away from home, but 5 defeats. But in terms of points pickups, 19 points away from home this season. Only 3 teams have more. Right. That is where we stand. 32.5 minutes gone, and it is still 2-1, but Luton are pushing for that equaliser, and here's Tahith Chong. He's got options in the middle. Can't find any of them. The ball across is not the best, and Dalot had allowed Diogo Dalot to recover and get it back to his goalkeeper. Has to deliver it with more pace and a bit more on it there. Tahith Chong just kind of rolled it across. Had to fizz it. To put the pace behind the ball to give his forward options in the middle. There was 3 options in there. I think it was Woodrow, Morris and Ogbene that were all going forward. Another yellow card coming out here. It's Casemiro. I mean, it's almost a cert that Casemiro gets a yellow card in a game. He just, Amari Bell breaking forward and just puts in a loose leg there, Casemiro. And it is a yellow card, his 4th of the season. He's bemused by it, but it is a yellow card. I mean, I don't know, he doesn't have much of an argument really. And Luton have another free kick. 11 minutes of the first half plus additional time to go. Luton 1, Manchester United 2. The next goal, huge in the game. Alfie Doughty to take this free kick. Man United playing a very high line. Doughty with a delivery. Casemiro with the header clear. Ogbene chests it down. Lays it off to Chong on the right. Back to Ogbene. Lifts it into the box. Osho is the closest. Osho brings it down up against Varane. Cuts it back for Doughty. Lays it off to Ross Barkley. Barkley trying to work it into the box. Not going for the crossing option. Gets past Fernandez. Barkley still going. Fizzes it to Mengi. Now Chong on the right, but the offside flag I think will go up there against Tahith Chong. And a free kick to Manchester United. So a good threatening position from Luton, where they maintain the pressure. It all comes crashing down for that offside on Tahith Chong. Well, remember, there's just one more game after this in the Premier League weekend, and what a game it is. 2 sides that are, well, threatened by relegation. Crystal Palace in 16th and Everton in 18th. If Everton If Luton don't pick up points from this, even if they draw this game, they have to win and hope that Everton drop points tomorrow. But if they drop points, Luton, and Everton win tomorrow at home to Crystal Palace, Luton could be in the bottom three. But here they come again. Here's Ogbene. Burst of pace down the right hand side. Chidozie Ogbene cuts it across. Lukonga takes a heavy first touch. Brought down. Casemiro and Marcus Rashford both battling there. And won it back. Morris dispossesses Garnacho. Morris breaking through. And hits it just wide. Goodness me. Man United a bit sloppy in possession there. And Carlton Morris dispossesses Garnacho. And comes blasting through. Forces the ball, trying to find that bottom right corner, and it curls away from goal at the last second and headed wide of the post. Behind for a goal kick, but Carlton Morris already on the score sheet. Feels he can go again. Luton certainly feel they can go again. They've been the better team in the last 10-15 minutes. Much more threatening team. Man United have kind of taken their foot off the gas slightly. In the last 10 shots in the game, 8 of them have come for Luton. That is some stat, that is. Luton have had 8 of the last 10 shots in the game overall. Man United just the 2. So it shows you that balance, that kind of reaction from Luton. They've had all of their shots in the last 10 in the game. Man United come flying out of the blocks. Luton kind of pegged them back slightly with that Carlton Morris goal. Gets them back into the game, gets them within 1, and since then they haven't looked back. Luton, they've been the better team overall, creating some good chances. And Rashford though, flying forward, Hoyland was the target. Well dealt with by Luton defensively, and bundled over was Carlton Morris again, and Harry Maguire. It's a couple of times he's committed a foul. Referee having no more to do, and Luton take the free kick quickly. And here's Doughty breaking down the left hand side. He's spaced to work a ball in, plays it to Chong, takes a touch, but Varane nicked it away from at the last second, and they could clear it away, Manchester United. But time and time again, Man United getting caught in possession again. Lukonga, Ogbene, it feels like it's coming for Luton. Ogbene with a shot from distance blocked. Can feel the pressure is certainly building on Manchester United, because time and time again they're taking heavy touching. As Casemiro again. Oh, it could be dangerous here. He's on a yellow card. Luton fans want him off. Carlton Morris making the claim. The referee hasn't gone to his pocket yet. Whether he will or not. Harry Maguire making the biggest claim for a Manchester United point of view. Rob Edwards is not happy. See this again. Is Casemiro just sloppy? He's lucky there. He lunges at Ross Barkley. Nowhere near the ball, just clips the heel of Ross Barkley. And for me, he's very, very lucky, Casemiro, that he's not seen red and has seen his second yellow, but he hasn't. The referee is giving him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why, but he has. You need to be careful now, Casemiro. He's certainly on the referee's watch list. The next challenge he makes that isn't clean, he will see red. Free kick taken quickly. Or taken there by Luton. The ball over the top is quickly collected by Andre Onana. But you can see the pressure starting to build on Man United. They're making a few loose touches, overhitting the ball, just a bit panicky. The last 5-10 minutes, Luton growing in more confidence and looking so threatening, and most definitely the more likely to get the next goal. Ball over the top by Barkley, but that one was far too far ahead of Chidozie Ogbene there to chase. An easy catch for Onana inside his own 18-yard box. And it wouldn't be a surprise for Erik ten Hag to be eyeing up a substitution, whether that be at half time or not, because Casemiro on a yellow card and is already the next late challenge he makes, he will be off, no doubt. But you've got options in midfield, Manchester United, the likes of McTominay, Ericsson, Amrabat as well. They can all come on and replace Casemiro in that midfield. Because all it takes is one heavy touch, one late challenge, similar to that first one. That one just a moment or two ago, and he will get a second yellow, but so far he remains on the pitch. I said he's quite lucky. Very lucky that David Kuda's not shown him a second yellow there. But Luton are fired up for this. Now I said Man United come flying out of the blocks in the first 5-10 minutes. They were their intensity was unmatchable. Luton couldn't even battle them. They were unmatched in that first 10 minutes. Manchester United unstoppable, but it's now Luton the other way. It's swung. The pendulum has swung in the home side's favour massively. Here's Carlton Morris breaking towards Maguire, skips past Maguire, wins a free kick, and Maguire will be the next man in the book. And Harry Maguire with a late lunge at Carlton Morris will be another yellow card. Yeah, I mean, Harry Maguire was never going to let Carlton Morris skip past him, but it's a necessary challenge he had to make there, because there was no one on the cover. It was Maguire. Just seen an incident there where Casemiro just let it Ross Barkley run through. He didn't want to put in a challenge. You can see it. Experience showing there. And I mean, one of his other teammates gets booked. And Luton with this chance from a free kick. They've had multiple free kicks. Very little threat from them in this first half so far. They want to make this one count. Bit wide of the D. Round about, I would say, 22 yards from goal. Round about that. Alfie Doughty and Ross Barkley, it seems to be over it. Onana's setting up his wall. Casemiro, Maguire, Højlund and Varane all in the wall, and Garnacho, the one man lying down behind the wall there for Manchester United. Doughty takes it, hits the wall, and Casemiro with the clean header, and it will bounce out for a Luton throw on the left hand side. That was an anticlimax, to say the least. Last 90 seconds of the first 45 minutes. This first half has absolutely flown by. It's been incredible first half at Kenilworth Road. Man United want to make a good end to it. Here's Marcus Rashford coming forward. Shaw made the run, but Rashford couldn't find the pass. And Kaminski will have it back for Luton. They've really struggled. Those passes, Manchester United, have just not been as crisp. Beautiful from Doughty. Finds Chong. Chong with a cross. Away by Varane. Woodrow was the target. Doughty again. Casemiro in the way of it this time, and Mainu trying to play out. Finds Højlund. Mainu does really, really well, Kobe Mainu. Now Garnacho spins away from his marker, finds Fernandes in space, last minute of the 45. Finds Rashford. Rashford on the left, cuts inside, goes back outside. Followed by Mengi all the time, and went down there, Rashford, but gets a right boo from the whole crowd inside Kenilworth Road, because that was as weak could be for Marcus Rashford there. Threw himself to the floor. There's nothing in that. That's shocking. Shocking from Marcus Rashford. A player of his ability going down like that. Theatrical, to say the very least, from Marcus Rashford there. The 45 minutes has elapsed, and we will have 4 added minutes at the end of the first half, so still a bit to go. I mean, this has to be one of the weakest falls I've seen. That's dreadful from Marcus Rashford. Dreadful. Nothing came of it, by the way. Rashford's back up on his feet. Luton are back in possession. We were just waiting for Rashford to get back to his feet before Luton could restart the game. And I have to say, despite Luton being behind, you know, they'd be the happier of the two teams probably at half time. You know, ever since that first 10 minutes where Man United did find those 2 goals from Højlund, it's been, oh, everything's been Luton, and here they come again. Here's Alfie Doughty! Misses the target. Again, really good build-up play to Heath Chong linking up with Morris. And then the Morris over the top finds Doughty making the run infield. Just has to cleanly connect to it, and he just tries to side-foot it into the bottom corner and puts it the wrong side of the post. And so close again from Luton, but yet so far. And Manchester United are going to make a substitution. Luke Shaw is come off in bizarre fashion. So Luke Shaw has left the field and Victor Lindelof has come on in his place, quite bizarrely. Whether that's an injury or it's just a tactical change, we will find out in due course. That's very strange. They haven't waited to half time. That's what makes me feel it's an injury. They haven't even waited to half time to try and make that change. If it's a tactical one, you would surely wait to the half-time whistle. We're literally on the verge of half-time. Bizarre. 2 minutes of the 4 added on, gone in this first half. And again, Luton have had multiple opportunities to get the leveller in this first half. Absolutely wonderful. 11 shots, but only 2 on target. That's the letdown at the moment. More shots on target, need to be more accurate when they get into good attacking positions. They've missed the target on too many occasions. I mean, how many free headers have they had? How many good shots from distance have they had? But they just haven't been able to find the back of the net or even test Andre Onana in the Man United goal as much as they would have wanted. The amount of chances and the amount of opportunities they've created in this first half. But despite that, as I was saying, I think Rob Edwards and the Luton players will probably be the happier of the two teams at half time. Despite Man United leading, for the last 30 minutes or so, it's been majority since they've got their goal, Luton. They've built upon that and they have controlled this game and have threatened Manchester United time and time and time again. And Man United just look a bit flustered, a bit off it at the moment. And considering how they started the game in the first 10 minutes, chalk and cheese. Last 30 seconds. And after, after 10 minutes, you thought Luton could be well out of this. They could find themselves well out quite quickly. Here's Garnacho. Shot hits Amari Bell. Bounces back out to Mainu. Maybe a late flurry from Man United. Late attack from them, but Mainu's dispossessed there. As Luton will just try and manage this game to half time, get it out. And we'll win a throw in, and that will surely be the end of the first half. Waiting on David Coote's whistle. We've surpassed the 4 added minutes. He's playing on for the moment, the referee. Maybe there's one last attack in this first half. To Heath Chong. Could be the substitution he's adding on to the 4 added. Lukonga's ball over the top, straight into the hands of Onana. And surely that's the last action of the first half. Waiting on Onana here. Sure, once he takes this, wherever he throws this ball or kicks it, that's the end of the first half. It is indeed. David Coote blows to an end a first half which has shown a lot of excitement. And despite the scoreline, where Man United lead by 2-1 from a Rasmus Højlund brace within 7 minutes, Carlton Morris got Luton back into it. And since that point, Luton have controlled and dominated this game in attacking areas. Casemiro could have had a second yellow as well. But at half-time, despite Man United leading 2-1, Luton will be the happier. Half-time, Luton 1, Manchester United 2.
Catch me if I fall. put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny. Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god.
Welcome back to Premier League Live, half time at Kenilworth Road. It is Luton 1, Manchester United 2 at the break, and Manchester United got off to a firing start inside 7 minutes, scoring 2 goals from Rasmus Højlund in the first minute, 37 seconds, the first one, and the second one a more of kind of a fluky one, shall we say, but it came off the chest of Rasmus Højlund, and I said everything he touches seems to turn to goals at the moment. That's his, believe it or not, his 7th Premier League goal of the season, and he's the youngest player in Premier League history to score in 6 successive appearances in the Premier League, beating that record of Joe Willock that was set in 2021. Then, after that, Man United went 2-0 up, and they kind of lost their way a bit. Carlton Morris got Luton back into the game, scored from a bit of a fluky goal from him. Kind of Tahith Chong's cross took a deflection, it bounced towards Carlton Morris. Kind of the United keeper Andre Onana come flying out towards it, and kind of Morris just pipped it past him and over the line for 2-1. Got Luton back into the game, and then from then on, Luton controlled the game with a more dominant side, with a more threatening side. I mean, there was a stat at one point, Luton had 8 of the last 10 shots in the game. All 8 of their shots had come within a 10-shot period, and Manchester United had just 2 shots. So it was dominance from Luton in terms of those attacking positions. The problem has been their shots on target. They've had just 2 shots on target in that first half, when they've had 11 shots in the game. So that will be one point that Rob Edwards will want them to improve upon in the second half, is kind of their shooting accuracy. Be more accurate from those shots, and a few unlucky ones. I mean, the Alfie Doughty one, cutting inside, the Carlton Morris one, just going slightly wide, a bit unlucky. But Luton have been fantastic. I mean, the way they responded, going 2-0 down the game against Manchester United, within 7 minutes, you can lose your way pretty quickly, and you could be kind of lose your head completely, and kind of be out of the game by half time. But what Luton did was, they used their mentality. They switched on, they got the 2-0, and they thought, we get a goal, we might change the game. They got their goal, and they did exactly that. They changed the game. The game completely went in their favour, and actually, they should be, at the very least, level at half-time, based on the chances they created in that first half. They were unbelievable in their attacking ability. The spaces they were finding, the touches, the cute, kind of intricate plays that they were having. I mean, Alfie Doughty's crosses and set pieces have been threatening so far, but even in play with the likes of Chidozie Ogbene breaking down the right hand side, Carlton Morris kind of linking things up in the middle, Ross Barkley kind of playing those nice passes. It's been very well kind of choreographed from Luton in that first half, in the way that they've responded to going 2-0 down, getting that goal back, and the way they've responded to that is they've just built upon it, And I don't want to get to the point where we're saying Manchester United have crumbled and they've fallen apart and they've just been nowhere near it, because they haven't. It's not been that type of game. But what it has been is Manchester United actually caught themselves out, going 2-0 up. Both goals, you could probably say, they're not well created goals by Manchester United. The first one, it's a mistake by Amari Bell, straight into the path of Rasmus Højlund, and he scores from it in great form that he is in at the moment. Then the second one is another one. It's a corner, half cleared. It falls to Garnacho, who swipes at it. It looked like it was going wide. It came towards Rasmus Højlund, and he kind of deflected it in with his chest, kind of improvised at the last second to get the second. So it's not like well created goals for Manchester United. They kind of caught themselves out. But one thing that's crucial and important to make a point of, when you go 2-0 up, away from home, within 7 minutes, you don't get carried away with yourself. And I think that could be accused of Manchester United. There was one point where they were 2-0 up, and Marcus Rashford run through the middle, really good link-up play, and Rashford just charged right through. It was Harry Maguire had stepped in, Rashford got the ball off Maguire, and he just charged right through the middle, and he took a shot from the edge of the box, but it went well wide. And he had options, he had passes on, and I didn't mention it at the time, but he could have found another player in a threatening position, and it went completely off target. And it kind of was like an air of desperation where Manchester United thought, oh, everything we shoot turns to goals kind of thing. It's like, no, relax yourself, you're 2-0 up, take a breather and just control the game, manage the game. You know what I mean? It seems to be Manchester United, when they get into a very good position, in a comfortable position, they can't figure out how to manage a game of football. The kind of the cliche of 2-0 could be the most dangerous scoreline in football. It is epitomised by Manchester United, because how many times have we seen them go 2-0 up? Newport comes to mind. Newport away, they go up 2-0 up pretty quickly and are pegged back by Newport in the game, back to 2-2. They end up winning that game with the quality that they have on the day, and Newport not having the quality off the bench. But in the end, that mentality to switch on and go, we're 2-0 up, let's manage the game a while and just work it. Because neither of the two goals were kind of well-created goals by Manchester United. They're pretty preventable mistakes by Luton, really. In the end, not discrediting that whatsoever. But they did start really well, Manchester United, credit to them. In the first 10 minutes, I said they were much the better side, and were so intense in their press and their ability to win the ball and their crisp passing and their movement. It was beautiful to watch. But then they I don't want to say crumbled, because it seems a bit harsh, but they kind of did. When Luton kind of got the goal back, Man United just didn't switch on and go, right, we need to focus now, and we can't lose our way in this game. But they did completely. In that first half, Luton controlled and dominated, and after they got their goal back. And I mean, not to be too critical, but Man United need to come out in the second half and they need to control this game, and if they find a third goal, they need to just manage the game. Manage it from then on in, because then if you don't, if you come out slow in the second half and Luton get on you quick, believe me, an equaliser will come. If Luton come out playing the second half the way they ended the first half, an equaliser won't be far away. So in this game, and Manchester United need to be wary of that, need to be switched on, and need to make sure that that doesn't happen. Because at the end of the first half, they were, pretty much nowhere near it in terms of battling Luton. We talked about Man United being unmatched in the first 10 minutes. Luton were practically unmatched in the 20-30 minutes after. The strange substitution, which we're yet to get more confirmation on, but Victor Lindelof coming on for Luke Shaw, which was pretty strange that it happened 2 minutes before half-time. Now, the reason I would think that he was taken off before half-time was an injury, because why would you not wait to half-time if you're going to make a tactical change? Why would you kind of make a change like that before half-time? There just would be no need. So, to me, that hints at injury. But we can't be certain of that, and we have no further information on that at the moment. We'll try and get some information about that substitution, because it looks pretty weird, pretty strange that they're going to make a sub before half-time. Maybe it's because of the yellow cards they had accumulated. 3 yellow cards, Shaw, Casemiro and Maguire, all on yellow cards. Maybe they just wanted to make a quick change before half-time. But if I was going to make any change, I would have brought Casemiro off, because then it makes it weirder now. Because, at half-time, you don't use up a sub at half-time. You still have 2 opportunities to make those subs. But if you're going to make changes, wait to half-time and do it then. They've just used the sub opportunity for a strange reason. I'm guessing it's a Luke Shaw injury, but we're not certain on that just yet. Right. So it is Luton 1, Manchester United 2 at half-time. We've already seen some big results this weekend. Liverpool and Arsenal winning big. Man City dropping points in the title race. Wolves beating Spurs for the second time this season. West Ham in terrible form at the moment and beating away at Nottingham Forest. Villa back to winning ways. Newcastle drawing of the last-minute equaliser at home to Bournemouth. And Sheffield United dispatched again at home against Brighton this time. 5 goals. That is, both games where Brighton have gone to Bramall Lane this season, and on both occasions they've scored 5 goals. This time they were able to keep a clean sheet, only the 3rd Premier League clean sheet of the season. And one more Premier League game to come tomorrow night. It is a battle between 18th and 16th at Goodison Park. Everton in 18th, Crystal Palace in 16th. Luton need a win to stave off any possibility of them dropping into the bottom 3 after this weekend. If Everton beat Crystal Palace tomorrow, Luton need a result to deny Everton a spot outside of the bottom 3 come the end of this weekend. But of course still a lot can happen. Still another half of football to go at Kenilworth Road, and still that whole game tomorrow between Everton and Crystal Palace. The second half from Kenilworth Road is on the way in just a moment.
Catch me if I fall. Messi, I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
Welcome back to Premier League Live. The second half from Kenilworth Road on the way in just a moment. Manchester United, we're hearing, have made another double change at half time, and it looks like Casemiro and Harry Maguire are the two to leave the pitch in terms of substitutions. So all 3 players that were booked in the first half for Manchester United have been substituted. Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire and Casemiro. The replacements we're hearing is Scott McTominay and Johnny Evans for Manchester United. So a double change for United. Interesting to see what Erik ten Hag feels of that. Of course, he's wary of the yellow cards, and maybe it could turn out to be a smart decision. I mean, we thought Casemiro was going to be coming off anyway because of that yellow card and how dangerously close it was to him getting a second yellow, so that wasn't a surprise. But the Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans sub is a slight surprise. But Scott McTominay and Johnny Evans coming on for Manchester United at half time, and they are back underway here at Kenilworth Road. Manchester United leading by 2-1. Luton pushing for an equaliser before half-time. Can Man United recontrol their dominance that they once had in this game, or will Luton continue to threaten and push for that equalising goal, or even better, in this second half? We will soon see. Because I'm sure, and I'm guessing those substitutions are that concern from Erik ten Hag's point of view of the yellow cards that Man United received in that first half. I don't think it's a coincidence that all three players that are booked in that first half have all been substituted. That seems to be a worry indeed for Erik ten Hag from that first half. Chong dispossessed by McTominay, but McTominay carries it over the line. Luton will get a throw in. Of course, Scott McTominay had a massive impact from the bench last week away from home, getting the winning goal against Aston Villa. That leaping header. So, hoping to have a similar impact from the bench this week, the Scotchman. He loves a late goal for Manchester United to win a game. Loves to score from the bench. Here is Højlund trying to lay it off to McTominay there, but he couldn't get it that far. Luton have it back, and Morris. And now Ogbene to break down the right hand side, and space and time for him to do so. He'll cut it back to Lokonga though. Not go all the way. Here's Barkley in the middle. Cross to Amari Bell. Steps up. Gives it out wide to Alfie Doughty. Doughty with the cross deep to the back post. But Onana come out for that one and caught that one. Fires it long. Does Onana. Intercepted by Mengi, but only for a moment, and Højlund lays it off to Garnacho. Garnacho here, chops inside. Garnacho with a shot slightly deflected. Højlund cuts it back for Fernandes. Hits it off his own man. And McTominay. Luton can't clear their lines. Garnacho. Doughty has to retreat to clear it away, but Menu wins it back for United. And Varane has to go back to Onana. Bit slightly dangerous there. The Onana ball overhit. Heavy touch by Mengi, which allowed Man United in there. Onana over the top again. Dalot made the run. Kaminski he'd come flying out, and you thought he was in no man's land there for a second, but Dalot's touch. I mean, Alfie Doughty just follows him all the way, doesn't let him run offside, keeps him onside all the way. And Kaminski comes flying out. And luckily for Kaminski, Dalot's touch took it towards him and allowed him to get the catch on the ball. Here's Chong. Breaks away from a challenge. Puts the ball in. Cleared away. Barkley keeps it alive. Woodrow with the strike. Straight into the hands of Onana. Fiery start to this second half. Doesn't look like the 15-minute break that we had in between the two halves is affecting either team. I remind you of the stat that I revealed in the first half, that Luton haven't beaten Manchester United since March 1987. It was on this ground, and they won by 2-1 on that day. 37 years almost since their last victory over Manchester United. Coley Woodrow not happy here. He's been flagged offside. See this again. Oh, Woodrow felt that the touch, it was clean touch off. Kobe Mainu got a clean connection on that. There was no touch from Colton Morris. So it was a deliberate pass by Mainu straight into the path of Woodrow. Surely that can't be offside. The offside was given. Dalot. Now Højlund. Fernandes. Garnacho trying to link it all up, but broken apart by Mengi, but a good press by Fernandes. But the ball will bounce into the hands of Thomas Kaminski in the Luton goal. Long ball forward and bundled over. Johnny Evans bundling over Carlton Morris, and Morris getting the free kick, which they've taken quickly. Luton spread it out to the left hand side. Doughty down the line, comes in field, gives it to Barkley. Amari Bell. Chong to Bell. Trying to go for the 1-2, and Amari Bell's a nice touch. Second one got away from him. It was a lovely give and go. I think it was Amari Bell and Collie Woodrow that were linking up, but got lucky there, Manchester United. It was a good run. Good first touch by Amari Bell, but the second one escaped him. Onana. Flicked on by Fernandez, but no one there to gather that. But Albert Sambilikonga for Luton. Lays it off to Mengi now. Carlton Morris. Luton on the move again. Here's Ogbene. Gets to the byline. Cuts it across. Chong with a header. Over the bar. But the flag, I think, was up anyway. Against Luton there. See it again. Morris and Ogbene was slightly offside there, I think. I have to say, Ogbene getting a bit more joy down that flank. He had more joy, kind of more infield in the first half, where he's kind of going on the overlap now and breaking down that flank and getting a bit of joy past Victor Lindelof in that kind of left back position, stepping in for Luke Shaw. Barkley does well to take it down and spin away from a challenge, and Barkley chips it in behind. Ogbene made the run, but Johnny Evans on the cover. Back to his keeper, Onana. Onana to Evans. All the way up, but straight to Luton again, and Mengi got onto his heavy touch there that time. Lokonga steps in, does well, finds it to Morris finds Barkley, switches it across. Now Alfie Doughty will take it down. Linking up with Chong. Down the left flank. Battling was Dallow, but Chong held on to the ball. Now to Doughty. Nice infield touch to spin it away from Garnacho. And Doughty with a delivery. Over the head of Woodrow. Bouncing out. Barkley couldn't get it first time. Has to play it back to Bale. And now Osho. Has Hoyland in his shadows, but gets it back to Kaminsky quite calmly there. Gabriel Osho. Lovely touch away from Fernandez by Lokonga. Space to look forward and play the ball forward. Finds it to Woodrow, who's come deeper. Collie Woodrow gone wide. Now to Lokonga. Ogbene whips a ball in. Evans with a clearance again, and Rashford picks it up to boot it away from danger. No, Hoyland chesting it down and holding off Osho for the moment. Osho in with a challenge, won the ball fairly. Barkley, Chong, now Doughty, space for Luton here. Doughty with a cross all the way through. And it was Collie Woodrow that was the target in the middle. Well won back off Rajmas Hoyland by Osho. Barkley finds Chong, and then Chong gives it wide to Doughty. Space on that left hand side again. The whip up crossing. Another threatening one from Alfie Doughty, and Collie Woodrow was the target, but went for it with his foot instead of his head, and Johnny Evans slightly had it covered, it seems, in the end, and went all the way through. And out for a Man United throw in on the far side, but Luton growing in confidence again, and they've won a ball back again. Here's Chong. Lots of space on the left. Chong goes for the pop shot himself, but it does take a deflection. I think Dallow got a slight nick on that one, and it will be a Luton corner. What did I say at half time? If Luton come out playing the way they did in the first half, an equaliser wouldn't be too far away. They still have to find that equaliser, let's not forget, but they're certainly knocking on the door. They have another corner. Right hand side. Alfie Doughty to take. From the right hand side. It'll be an in-swinging corner with a left boot. Cross comes in. Up was Varane. Ogbene wins it in the edge of the box. Bouncing back in. Still alive. Morris flicking it on. Away by Varane again. Lokonga battling with Garnacho. Up was Mengi, who hits it down. Woodrow controls it. That's beautiful by Woodrow. Lays it off to Ogbene. Ogbene Trying to feint it towards Doughty. Doughty does well. Fernandez on the cover. Doughty cuts it back to Ogbene. Barkley on that right hand side. Finds Lukonga. And Amari Bell wide on the left. Linking up with Chong. 1-2. Amari Bell cuts it back. Gets it back again. It bounces back towards him. Chong again. Gets past Garnacho. No chance for Garnacho. Chong with a cutback. No one there with a finish. I mean, Manchester United are being carved open time and time again down that left-hand side. And no match. But they finally get a breakthrough. And they come away with it, Manchester United. Here's Rashford on the break. Rashford! Big save by Kaminski. Has had very little to do, Kaminski, in terms of making saves, especially in the second half. And that flashed one from Rashford could have easily found its way past him. But he did well down to his left. Got a strong left arm to it to take the pace out of it, and then caught it on the second time of asking. But it's all Luton again. Luton with the threat. Woodrow dominant in his press up against Mainu. Fernandez does well, finds it to McTominay in a bit of space. Overruns himself, McTominay, but he does make it work and finds the ball forward to Højlund. And now Rashford, maybe a chance for United here. Rashford cuts it back for Fernandez. And away. Still alive by Lindelof, but Mengi makes sure that that one will go nowhere, but out for the United throw-in. With the hoof of a clearance by Teddy Mengi. Lindelof to take this throw in on the left hand side for Manchester United. High up on the left in the Luton final third. He's taking his time, Lindelof. It's not popular here. That time wasting as they find the ball through. Here's Garnacho, finds it to Dalot. Shot blocked. Garnacho on the recovery, but then dispossessed everywhere he run there. Garnacho, he was always going to get run into an orange shirt. Murray Bell does well to break out of pressure. Finds Barkley. Luton now want to go the other way. Stay away from their own defensive third. Barkley. Ogbene. Space down the right. Running at Lindelof. Ogbene. Ogbene can't find the pass. Has to cut it back. Mengi now finds Barkley from distance. But high and wide, that from Ross Barkley. Not accurate enough there. That's probably been the similar theme for Luton. They've had 3 shots in the second half. 1 on target. But they've had more touches in the opposition box than Man United. 25 to Man United's 23. The possession stats are in Luton's favour as well. 59% to Man United's 41%. Remember, they dominated possession against Sheffield United last week and couldn't take advantage. They need to take advantage this week. Here's Carlton Morris. Really good challenge, well timed by Johnny Evans. The ball comes forward. Højlund. Garnacho now. Fernandez. Kaminski committed himself. Overstretched it. What a challenge. Fernandez had an empty net to try and fire into. And the challenge from, I think it's Gabriel Osho on the cover. Unbelievable. It's not Osho, it's actually Lukonga. Absolutely wonderful. Kaminski again comes flying out, but he's nowhere to be seen. And this time, Fernandez just has to fire it into an empty net. And what a cover from Albert Sambi Lukonga to deny him a chance at that. And in frustration, Bruno Fernandes fires the ball at the advertised Nordens on the far side. 60 minutes gone. Luton 1, Man United 2. But But Kaminsky could be the way back into this game for Manchester United at the moment. It's 2 times where he's come flying out, and he's got lucky. Got lucky on the first one against Dallo. That time he got even more lucky that he had a player in coverage. Because otherwise it would have been another empty net finish for Bruno Fernandes. The first Rasmus Højlund goal, he rounded Thomas Kaminsky like he wasn't there. And they have a corner here, Manchester United. Mengi had the head behind from the cross. So they have a corner to defend Luton. So all the attacking they've done, they need to match it with strong defending. They haven't taken advantage of the dominance that they've had in attacking areas. And United have the lead. Corner comes in. Fizz to the back, to the edge of the box. Garnacho with a strike straight to Kaminsky, who gets down quickly and firmly grabs the ball, trying to go for a smart kind of technique there. Manchester United from the corner. Fizz to the edge of the box, and then Garnacho connected with it. He was totally unmarked, but luckily the Luton keeper was in the way of it. What they can't do now, Luton, is lose their way. Allow Man United back into the game. Varane cross to Evans, under pressure from Woodrow. Lindelof does well to gather the ball and then get it to Varane fairly quickly to relieve the pressure off United there. Fernandes, ball over the top. Osho with the clearance away. Barkley in possession, dragged to the floor by Fernandes. Free kick Luton. They've taken the free quickly. Chong, though, running into danger. Man United get back in control of the ball. Onana goes long. Maribel up for the header, won the header. Straight to the path of Fernandes, who takes it down. Finds it off to McTominay, out to the left is Rashford. Now in feed to Højlund. Now Menu. Menu's fizzes it out to the right hand side. Finds Garnacho. Has to come back in field though to Menu. Now Fernandes. Højlund back to Fernandes. Now Garnacho. Nice move by Manchester United. Garnacho couldn't finish it off. Headed or fired it over the bar and hit the advertising organ at the top of that stand behind the goal. Not often you say that. Good old grind, this. But still, in the balance, this game, despite all Luton's dominance in attacking areas and the ability that they've had, the many chances they've created, just so far couldn't make it count. They'll get another free kick here though. Doughty pulled back by Garnacho, and Doughty actually quite thankful for that because they lost possession. Lokonga finds Mengi to Ross Barkley. And Ross Barkley's been the real architect in that midfield for Luton today. Him and Albert Sambi Lokonga have been fantastic in that kind of double pivot in that midfield. And what they've done is they've always been an open option for Luton to find a pass. They find him again. Here's Barkley, lays it off to Chong. Wide option, and Doughty goes for the shot himself. Chong, but blocked off, and Barkley wins it back. Chong takes a touch with his left, finds Doughty. Goes on the outside. Doughty rescues a corner for Luton off Diogo Dallo. Good interchange of play there between Doughty and Chong. He had to play it first time, Chong. Doughty made the run on the outside and he wanted to go for it himself, but he had to play that pass to Alfie Doughty. He was totally free. Miles of space on the left hand side. They now have a corner. Corner comes to nothing. Ogbene from the recovery. Edge of the box, set it straight at Onana. But again, Luton not taking their chances. And how many times have we said it? The biggest cliche, but also the most common occurrence. When you don't take your chances, you will be punished. At this level. At this stage, Luton have had so many chances to get back on level terms in this game, but again, they haven't found the finish. I think what they need to do, and I mean, Elijah Adebayo would have been a massive, massive advantage to this. I mean, Adebayo's been he's their top goal scorer this season for Luton. He's been in incredible form, and if he had had half the chances they've had, he would have at least 2 goals in this game, Elijah Adebayo, with the play he's playing. Woodrow, Fernandez with the clearance. He would have the chances. Oh, Garnacho's running through. Is he onside? Garnacho! Kaminski beaten. Still on the cover. Blocked again. Taking too much time, Garnacho. Trying to run it into the net. And he ends up paying the price. That is pretty remarkably awful. And then he's definitely onside because he's in his own half when the ball is played. So much space, and Garnacho just runs completely unmarked. Kaminski makes the dive again. Garnacho gets it past him, and he just doesn't slot it. He takes the tries to go infield again. This time, Luton have bodies back, and the keeper's back on his feet to recover. Has to take the shot when he beats Kaminski the first time, and he doesn't. And Kaminski and Luton get bodies back in the way and block it off. And Luton will make 1 or 2 changes, I can see. Just confirm those changes for you. There we are. Coley Woodrow and Heath Chong have made way this afternoon for Luton. Andros Townsend and Jordan Clark, the replacements. So some fresh legs up front for Rob Edwards' side. Here's Andros Townsend. Ogbene. Some vast experience now in terms of Premier League experience with the likes of a Ross Barkley and a Andros Townsend for Luton. That experience flowing. Here's Amari Bell. Falls to Morris. Edge of the box. Can't eke it. Morris. Trying to go for the cross. Blocked. Barkley recovers. Morris. Bell. Clark. Trying to work an angle. Man United get bodies in the way. Osho. Feeds it wide. Mengi. Linking up with Townsend. Back to Lukonga. Wide on the right is Ogbene. Ogbene trying to find a bit of space. Has to go back to Mengi. There's no space ahead of him. Here is Ted and Mengi. And Amari Bell now. Mengi comes right across the left-hand side. Doughty finds Barkley. Skips away from a challenge. Mainu in again. Lukonga wins it back. Lukonga with a cross. Too high. Lindelof wins it. And back with Onana. Under pressure. Fires it straight out into the feet of Fernandez. Done really well there, Onana. Under pressure. Garnacho does well. Lays it off to Fernandez again. Fernandez gives it out left. Finds Marcus Rashford in space. Cuts inside. Tries to go past Andros Townsend. And he's not on the pitch very long, but Andros Townsend's in the book for that challenge on Marcus Rashford. Rashford knows the challenge is coming. Townsend knows that he's going to cut inside and just leaves a leg hanging. And it is a yellow card for the Luton substitute. His first of the season. 20 minutes plus additional time to go. Luton 1, Man United 2. Luton have had countless opportunities to level it, but so far not found one. Now Man United have a set piece at the other end. Fernandez over it, wide on the left. Literally on the line of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side. Fernandez goes himself, goes for goal. Kaminski got both hands to it, parried it away. Was on target there from Fernandez. And Mainu running through himself. Still going. Here's Rashford. Cuts it back to Garnacho. Referee had played advantage. Mainu was certainly fouled there. He's back on his feet. Here he is. Mainu rolls it back. Garnacho to take the strike. And the deflection took it wide. I thought that was going to find the back of the net there. The deflection took it wide for the corner. Goodness me. You can feel there's a goal coming. At what end? Who knows? Manchester United have looked a bit more threatening. 5-10 minutes. And have balanced the game a slight bit. Fernandez with the corner. Right hand side for Manchester United. Right footed delivery. All the way through and... oh, there's a clip there by Varane on Townsend. Free kick to Luton. They take it quickly. Want to get up the pitch quickly. There's not many bodies running up the pitch. Lokonga. Barkley. Receives the ball well. Spins away from a challenge. Finds Townsend. Gives it out to Ogbene on the right. Townsend again. Now Lokonga. To Osho. 18 minutes to go. Luton 1, Man United 2. Mengi. As I said, Luton lose. And Everton could have a chance to escape the bottom 3 tomorrow night. A draw would be enough for Everton at this stage. If Luton lose this game, a draw against Crystal Palace would be enough because Everton would escape the bottom 3 on goal difference. With a draw against Crystal Palace tomorrow, a win, of course, would be much better. But of course, Luton still have that game in hand on Everton and the teams below them, so they still have that to go in their favour. But if they come back and get something out of this and still have that game in hand, that will be a massive, massive kind of play in their favour. Still a long way to go. Despite it being into the last 17 minutes, there's still a lot of this game to be played. And a lot can happen in such a short space of time. I mean, we've seen all 3 goals of the game come in a period of less time than we have left in the game. So, still a lot can happen. That's a foul on Townsend. Evans this time with the foul. Free kick to Luton around the halfway line. Lokonga brings it down, takes it quickly. Lays it off to Townsend. Gives it to Ogbene, who's pressed on that right hand side, but he skips Rashford. Chidozie Ogbene. Lokonga. Osho. Steps up. And Osho breaks the way through. Linking up with Ogbene. Now Mengi. Osho. Osho to Ogbene. Now Gabriel Osho trying to link up with Townsend. Bounce to the ball helps Man United. McTominay in there battling. There's Varane. Lays it off to Dalot. Dalot goes down the line. McTominay in close followings, but coming away with it is Amari Bell. Finds Jordan Clark. And Clark breaking through. A late challenge by Mainu is a yellow card. And a free kick to Luton. Yeah. See this again. Mainu does well, actually. I think the yellow card's quite harsh there. Because he did well, Kobbie Mainu, initially. So free kick for Luton. 15 minutes to go. Doughty and Barkley over it. Said their free kicks haven't been... and they've been in good positions. The delivery's been good, but the threat from them. Luton have just been not accurate enough from set pieces. Said only 2 teams have scored more set pieces in Everton and Arsenal than Luton this season. But today they haven't looked like they're scoring from set pieces with their lack of accuracy. But Doughty will deliver another one and another chance. Doughty lifts it to the back post. Away by Evans. Townsend recycles it. Gives it to Ogbeni on the right flank. Ogbeni with a delivery. Flicked on by Morris. Brought down by Osho! And Fernandez, I think, took all the pace out of it. And Onana was allowed to catch. Goodness me. Osho brought it down and you just thought he's going to fire through this. He does strike it not completely cleanly, and I think Varane and Fernandez both get a kind of touch to the ball, a block on it. Take all the pace out of it, and Onana can recover. Again, another opportunity for Luton gone a begging. Menu. Varane. Back to Onana. The home fans still very much behind their team. They can get something. The team are showing them that they have the ability to. Press on Man United here. Fernandez. And Osho was pulled at there by Hoyland. And that will be another free kick to Luton. Hoyland saying that both players had a grip of each other. The referee didn't see it that way. Here's Jordan Clark, as Luton have taken those free kicks quickly, but Clark dispossessed. Loses out. Garnacho finds Hoyland. Hoyland lays it off for the run of Rashford. Garnacho made the run beyond. Here is Garnacho, cuts it back. Hoyland going through on the hat-trick. Big save by Kaminski. Murray Bell playing it out. I think he got the touch there. He did. Throw in to Luton. And now Barkley. Carrying Luton forward. This game has opened up again. Lokonga. Down the right is Ogbeni. The crowd getting up for it. Ogbeni with a cross. All the way through. No one there. And that one's too deep. Goal kick. But again, let down. Really. Do well there, Luton. Defensively, I mean, Man United worked it so well, and Hoyland just had to fire it past Kaminski, but Kaminski was down. And he got really good kind of right hand to it to blast it. Kind of full force behind it, but Hoyland denied. He's been on a hat-trick for a good 70 minutes. Rasmus Hoyland. 70 minutes. Free kick there on Dallow. Taken quickly, ball over the top. McTominay made the run on the cover from Samba Lokonga, and he gets the free kick there. The Luton player. Has an issue though. It's good defending by Samba Lokonga. Ooh. Friggin' hell. Scott McTominay just landed on him at the last second there. That's why he was down. Thomas Kaminski, second best XG prevented in the Premier League this season. So based on the chances that have come against him, he's made the biggest saves, more or less, in terms of stopping big goal opportunities. I can probably guess who's the best. I would say Alisson, maybe, in terms of goals XG prevented, or maybe Vicario, one of the two. Kaminski beat past Hoyland there. Lokonga gives it out wide to Clark on the left hand side, down the line to Doughty, takes a touch in field, but the ball had gone over the sideline, so, or no, it was actually offside. Last 10 minutes of this game, Luton 1, Manchester United 2. As it has been since the 14th minute. And Luton, for probably 70-80% of the time since that goal from Carlton Morris, have been the more threatening of the two teams. But Man United have had one or two counter-attacking opportunity. Well, a couple of more counter-attacking opportunities that they've let go of begging to put this game to bed. And it's still at this moment in the balance. Here's Lakonga, shoots from distance, slightly over the bar from Albert-Sambi Lakonga, and there's a yellow card coming because the referee had initially played advantage after Victor Lindelof committed a foul. See this again. It's Lindelof with the challenge on Ted and Mengi. Completely swipes a leg at Ted and Mengi. It is a yellow card for Victor Lindelof. A lot of yellow cards this afternoon. Very evident of the game that we've got. And Luton have made another change. Alfie Doughty coming off and Luke Berry coming on. So a substitution there for Luton. Yeah, a lot of yellow cards this afternoon. 7 in total. 5 going for Manchester United, 2 for Luton. I think the director of the feed that I'm watching of this game kind of is loving Harry Styles. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Harry Styles in the matter of this game. I must love him. Here's Ogbene. Laws does incredibly well. Ogbene with a cross. Oh, cross lets him down, but does really, really well. Fernandez and Lindelof thought they got him. Thought they had him under kind of control, and then he just burst away from the both of them. Tedozi Ogbene. I think he got a bit excited with himself because the cross was overhit that time and straight into the hands of Onana. But again, this game hanging in the balance. But multiple times in this second half, I have to say, more than anything, it's Luton's last pass. It's that final ball, that final kind of link up that's just letting them down at the moment. They tighten up on that final ball and be more kind of accurate with those final passes. They can have more threats on Onana's goal and more chances at scoring that equaliser. Ogbene. Cross comes in, headed away by Evans. Bouncing around the ball there. Hoyland gets it nicked away from him by Osho. Does well there, Osho. Under pressure. Mengi feeds it through, finds Townsend. Here's Andros Townsend. Shot deflected. Corner. Gets a round of applause from the home crowd, who I'm sure will be desperate for that equalising goal that Luton have been pushing and probing for the longest of times. What feels like a lifetime, almost 80 minutes since they got their first goal of the game, Luton. Their only goal of the game so far. Corner from the right hand, or from the left hand side, whipped in. Evans with the first header, brought down by Morris on the right hand side, up against Lindelof. Carlton Morris lays it off to Ogbene. Now back to Morris. Morris with the right-footed delivery. Away again by United. Mengi's header actually puts himself in more danger, as here's Garnacho running through. And he's picked at there by Berry, I think that was. And Luton have it back. Lakonga. Townsend. Crowd up again as Luton come forward. Down the right hand side is Ogbene. Bodies in the box. Ogbene wanting to go himself. Ogbene over the bar. Saw that his name up in lights there, Chidozie Ogbene, but might have got lights in his eyes as he headed over the bar. Man United are going to make another change, and Rasmus Højlund won't get his hat-trick today. He scored 7 goals and 2 assists in his last 6 appearances, breaking a Premier League record today, of course. Considering his first 14 appearances, he hadn't got a single goal involvement. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, the change in his form. And he is firing amongst one of the top strikers in the league in terms of form at this moment in time. He's going to be replaced by Sofian Amrabat, so an extra midfielder for Manchester United. And maybe a kind of hint towards just trying to control this game a bit more, Man United, and maybe see out this tight 2-1 lead. The long ball from Onana. Headed on by McTominay, but down into the control and possession of Amari Bell, who goes back to his keeper. 4 minutes plus additional time. Kaminski, lovely ball forward, brought down nicely by Morris. Finds Barkley. Now Bell breaks down the left-hand side. He's got Berry alongside him, and Bell tried to find Morris, but Morris just wasn't switched on there. Got away from him. Rashford breaking through, goes down off the challenge from Ross Barkley, and that'll be a free kick to Man United. It's actually Osho that has been booked for the challenge, strangely enough. Yeah, it is Osho that kind of pushes him to the ground. He gets past Barkley, and then Osho with the firm challenge. So it is Osho that is rightfully booked by the referee. And it could be, I think that might be double figures in cards in the game. And Gabriel Osho, the latest to be booked by referee David Coote. Fernandez with a free kick. Ball comes in, and Varane offside. Comes to nothing. So that slight moment for Man United comes to absolutely nothing. Kaminski. Luton just want to play it out, strangely. Oh, Kaminski underhits his pass. Here's Fernandez. Could this be it? Fernandez! Oh, my goodness me, how close was that? Inches wide of the left post from Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United captain. Ever so close. Kaminski going long. Luton, time is against them. Here's Townsend, shaking off a few challenges. Lovely from Andros Townsend. Now Ogbene. Ogbene with a delivery. Away by Evans. Fernandez takes it down really, really well. Rashford. Now Garnacho. Break on for Manchester United. Garnacho with the ball across, but the Conga does well in the cover again. And Ogbene, oh, in his own final third, but Luton players so composed in that area. As Clark almost gets dispossessed there. Man United want to pin Luton into this area, not allow them to come forward again, but Luton have the ambitions of the crowd behind them. Here they come again. Townsend. Ogbene. Now Clark. Clark linking it on. Finding. Oh. Berry there. His ball intercepted by Lindelof, but Lindelof's clearance is straight into the feet of Ogbene. Barkley now. Edge of the box. Luton trying to work it. Osho. Now wide on the left is Amari Bell. Bell winning the corner off Dallow. 30 seconds of the 90 to go, plus additional time. And Luton have another corner. Pressure is going nowhere from Luton. Desperate for this. Desperate for a response from their poor home defeat last week to bottom of the table Sheffield United, and they've given a really good account of themselves, but nothing to show for it yet. Corner comes in to the back post. Ogbene beaten off the ball, and Amrabat half clears it, does get it away to Garnacho. 4 added minutes at the end of the 90, so not as much as what Luton would have wanted, but 4 minutes to do to try and do enough to get an equalising goal. Amari Bell, they've been pushing for it for a good 70 minutes or so, and so far nothing's found. But they've another 3.5 now. They have to throw caution to the wind. They've got nothing to lose at this point. Clark trying to beat past Amrabat and wins the corner off Sofian Amrabat. Really good from Clark when you thought he was beaten. Done well to spin back on Amrabat and win the corner. And come on, Luton, billowing around Kenilworth Road. Corner comes in, right footed, back post, away by Dallow, I think that was. Ogbeni picks it up on the right. Charging towards the byline, gets another deflection. It will be another corner. Dallow this time with the touch. 2.5 minutes. Another set piece. And going over for it is Luke Berry to take. Of course, Alfie Doughty not on the pitch, obviously. Berry's been taking the set pieces. Berry, right-footed delivery in. Away again by Evans this time. And Man United look to be on the break. Here comes Garnacho. He's got options in Fernandes and Rashford. Fernandes now finds Rashford, lays it off to Garnacho. He's got bodies in the middle. Garnacho hits it off Amari Bell and gets a corner, I think. Good counter-attack for Manchester United, linking up beautifully. 1-2 touch again. And Garnacho does really, really well. And they get that corner. Man United that could just carry them through with 90 seconds of the game to go. Man United, or Luton, need to get all the way up the pitch. Man United have it here. Fernandes goes short. Front post. Kaminski had it covered. He lays it off to Ogbeni, who switched sides. Ogbeni on the left. Still about a minute or so for Luton here. Ogbeni to Clark on the left. Clark comes in field. Ball not beaten away by United yet. Barkley recycles it, gives it out to Ogbeni on the left. Chidozie Ogbeni lifting it across, takes a deflection, will be another corner. Maybe one last opportunity. One last chance. One last set piece. This is what it's all about. Kaminski debating whether to go up. I don't think he is. Luke Berry to take the corner. Right footed. All the way through. Headed on the crossbar. Ross Barkley got up for it. And the first time in a long while that Luton have got the first header to the corner. And it's just off the top of the crossbar from Ross Barkley. So close. Agonisingly. And head in hands for Rob Edwards. And that might be just that. The woodwork denying Barkley. Clearance from Onana. Maybe one last opportunity. The referee's playing it on. Clark takes the chest down. Luton firing forward. Clark plays it across. Oh, almost into the own net there. Man United scramble it away. Ogbeni brings it down. Heavy touch. Cleared away. And that was the last opportunity. And Man United, after about 80 minutes of constant Luton pressure and pushing for that equaliser, the 3 goals inside 14 minutes is all that she wrote today. Manchester United with a 2-goal lead inside 7 minutes from Rasmus Højlund, who's in cracking form at the moment. 7 goals in 6 appearances, his last 6 appearances, breaking a Premier League record. The youngest player to score in 6 successive Premier League appearances since Joe Willock in 2021. Ross Barkley off the crossbar in the dying seconds of the game. Those are the fine margins in football. Carlton Morris got the only goal for Luton in the end, but after that, when Luton got their goal, they were pushing, probing, firing at Manchester United, and were arguably the better side for the majority of the game since. But they couldn't get that one extra goal that would have got them a very vital point at the bottom. It now means they're under threat. Luton losing. Everton only need at least a draw tomorrow against Crystal Palace, and Luton will be back into the bottom three. A game that could have offered so much more for Luton in the end. They couldn't find the back of the net more than the once. From their 22 shots on the day, just 4 on target, and only 1 beating Andre Onana in the United goal. United with the 3 points. They close the gap to the top 5 to just 3 points. And Man United hold on and are now 4 wins in a row. Luton, it'll be hard for them to take, but they will know if their side play like this every week, they shouldn't be under relegation threat from now on. Final score from Kenilworth Road: Luton 1, Manchester United 2.